What's up, YouTube and everyone else on the internet here? I'm Larry the Batman fan. So I forgot to show some Xbox 360 games for my collection. Uh, Within the past couple of weeks, I did pick up a few more titles because I wanted to make this edit worth your time. I wanted to make it worth everyone's time. So I went ahead and I picked up one, two, three, four. I picked up four more titles here to add to this because otherwise this would have been a short edit. This would have been about 6 or 7 minutes. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now I will say that one of these games I have not played. So just keep that in mind. I am planning on playing it, but the problem is I'm trying to get the video out for all of you that watch my videos. You're subscribed to me if you like gaming videos. That is the majority of the content here. It is what I'm inspired by the most. So, the PS2 collection is coming out sometime next month, but the thing is, I still have some games to go over. I mean, there's 47 or 48 titles total. I'm giving my new friend Bakio 6 Slime 3 of the titles though because they were not PS2 games that I was interested in or needed. So that cuts it down 3 games. But I did pick up 2 extra games within the past month, Indigo Prophecy, and I picked up Evergrace. So that'll add to the video's length and for what I have to say on it. I played Indigo Prophecy. Have not had a chance to play Evergrace though. Anyways, just thought I'd mention that. It's coming. I have some other videos coming. The thing is, I just have been working. I work full time and don't have a lot of time to record these videos. So if I record them, it's in the daytime or it's like really late at night like it is now because it's like 1:45 in the morning. So just throw that out there. I know it's not really pertaining to this because this is Xbox 360, but I just had to update y'all and tell you what the hell has been going on. Anyways, let's go ahead and show you guys what I got. I got Condemned Criminal Origins. This is a good survival horror game. This is definitely a great one, and it's exclusive to, or it might have been on PC. I think it was also on PC, but it was never released on any other console besides Xbox 360. The sequel, Condemned 2 Bloodshot, that came out for PS3 as well, but this one did not. So you play as a cop in this game, and he's like this cop who's like searching for this serial killer called Serial Killer X. He's basically a murderer who causes shit to happen, like this crazy, bizarre shit to happen, where people turn into psychopaths or there's some sort of drug going around that turns them into these mutated. Well, they're not mutated freaks, but they attack you when they see you. See, you have no choice but to kill them with lead pipes and crowbars, and you do get guns, but you don't get to use them a whole lot. It's whatever bullets is in the gun, and once it's the bullets are gone, it's pretty much useless. Yeah, the melee weapons work better, you know, in combat. There's also another cop that you talk to through a cell phone or a walkie-talkie, and you communicate with her when trying to figure out where to go next and what to do. I think you see her in 1 or 2 parts of the game, but you don't like actively work with her. You're not following her around. You're alone. I think the guy's name is Ethan. Yeah, Ethan Thomas. I see it on the back here. But it's a good game. it's very scary too. You know, this is definitely one that will definitely scare the pants off you if you play it, for sure. It's up there with Alan Wake and the Dead Space games for scariness. I know Resident Evil. You probably are saying, why not Resident Evil? Because Resident Evil doesn't scare me. You know, I I had a few times where I jumped like whoa, but I wasn't overly scared by Resident Evil. You know, so can't say Resident Evil is like the scariest game I ever played. I played much scarier games. This is a contender for that. There's the back, by the way, but it's a good game. I had to pick that up. This game I did have before, but I think I gave it to Dark Wizard, aka Ultima, aka Nick. His real name is Nick. I don't know why he's not talking to me. Like, I didn't do anything to him. He's just letting these idiots brainwash him. But, sad. But anyways, I gave him a copy of this game, and that's why I had to get this back in my collection because it's a damn good game for 360. Now it is an exclusive. It's also available on PlayStation 3, but it is definitely worth your time and your money. It's an action adventure T for teen game. Um, where you play as this guy right here on the front. I think you can switch with him and the girl sometimes, but you're forced to work together. You don't really like each other at first, but eventually get to get used to each other and the company that you guys spend together. You whack enemies with a staff or a sword, and there's parkour elements in the game, climbing up shit and things like that. Um, the graphics look beautiful and colorful. I like the look of the grass in the game. It was interesting. It was a good game. Uh, there is turrets in the game. Occasionally, you get to fire a gun, like from a turret, like that, you know. But overly, it's got more hack and slash elements in the game than a shooting game. It's not really a shooting game. It's more of an action game with hack and slash things in it. But I like it. I think the story was good. The storyline in it is very compelling. Um, its graphics are beautiful. The music in the game is not too memorable, but again, I need to play more of this game. I never beat this game though. I got far, but I got stuck at this one part. But it's good. I liked it. It's definitely a good one. Now I got this copy used, so it actually is missing the comic book, but I do have the manual. So, but I know that this originally did come with the manual and a small mini. I don't know if you call it a mini chode or a mini comic, but it did come with that. Yeah, see right there, it says it right there on the front. Although I got this copy used for $15, so I don't have it. What the hell do people do with these things? Sometimes you get a game and you don't get the manual, or you don't get it complete because it's missing a comic book or it's missing an extra music disc. Just, I don't know what people do with them. They throw it away or something. It sucks trying to collect and find out that there are certain games that are a little bit cheaper, but you have to sacrifice no manual. Or you have to sacrifice not having the soundtrack disc with the case because it's cheaper. Like Die Hack Quarantine. That game is super expensive. Like a $300 game, right? My man Dylan got that game for $100. It was priced at $150 at Game Exchange down there in his state. I'm not going to say where his state is. I have respect for Dylan. But got it for $100 because they didn't have the soundtrack disc with it. It sucks. These are some things as a collector that sucks. Alright, this game I got. There was a seller on eBay that had one in great condition for a little bit cheaper, for $23 plus like $7 shipping. I was really trying to get this game for about $20, but the seller wouldn't take it. He kept denying the offer. Then somebody bought it. I was like, shit, I should have bought it. You know? And then there were other sellers that were selling this game. One seller had a copy for $20, but the disc was in bad shape. It was all scratched up from the pictures. And the seller sent me an offer for $17. Hey man, and a message. Hey man, you want this game? I know you seem interested in this, so you want it? I'll sell it to you for 17. I'm like, I'm not interested, dude, because the disc was, it looked like dog shit. It was terrible. The disc was. I mean, this disc is a little bit scratched, but it looks like it could play. This actually I haven't played yet. This is the one I haven't played. But it's a little bit scratched, but it looks like it could still play. I might want to clean this up a little bit with some rubbing alcohol because the disc has some fingerprints on it, but it should still work. But that original seller that was trying to sell it to me for $17, I just wasn't interested because it was in bad shape. And the other seller had a better copy of it. Blades of Time, by the way. But it's just, I thought I could get it for a little bit cheaper, but it turned out he sold it to somebody else that was willing to pay full price. And all the other sellers that had one in better shape wanted 30 to $40. So I have a funny feeling that Blades of Time is getting rare. This game might go up in value in the next, like say 2027 or something. This game could end up being a $100 game. So this is definitely one you want to get now before it gets expensive. But it's a hack and slash beat 'em up game. You kill demons and all these crazy monsters in the game and stuff. I've seen gameplay of it and it did interest me. Plays this hot chick. And yeah, I say hot because she's pretty hot in this game. So plays this hot chick, got like suit and armor on. It's like a badass, with swords and stuff. Just, I want to get into this game. I want to play it, see for myself. I've seen the gameplay. It looked interesting. The graphics look good. It's just everything about the game just is up my alley. I like Prince of Persia, so I have a good feeling I'm going to like Blades of Time. But it still sucks. I had to pay $41 for that game. It was shipped from Canada. And the thing is, when I saw it on eBay, freaking, it said $27 or $28, and then I clicked on it. It was like that price, but then with the shipping and everything, when I went to the checkout, it said $41. I'm like, damn. Still, nonetheless, it's nice to finally have the damn game. Lego Lord of the Rings, this is a pretty decent game. I talked about this in the Wii Hidden Gems video. This is also available on the Nintendo Wii and the PS3. Possibly the PS2, but I'm not entirely sure. This might have been when the PS2 was like done, like when they stopped making games for PS2. It might have been on the PSP as well. I know they had a few of the PSP Lego games like Pirates of the Caribbean. That was on there, and I think one or two of the Star Wars games were also ported to the PSP. But this is okay. I'm not a huge fan of the Lego games, but I mean, I paid. This one was actually kind of expensive. Most of them you get for like $10 or less, but this one I got for $23. I decided to get the 360 version over the Wii version. I could have gotten the Wii version to add another Wii game, but I don't know. I guess I just didn't want to use the Wii nunchuck and the waggle crap, I would have rather used the controller, so I decided to get this version instead. But the Wii version is still nothing to sneeze at, Or the PS3 version, But if you get this version of the PS3 version, they're identical, I'm sure. They play the same. You kill little Lego characters in the game, and then they flicker for like 5 seconds, and then they disappear, and you pick up the little pieces, and you use them for parts of your car or for armor or something like that, And it's kid friendly because it's rated E10 for cartoon violence, comic mischief, but I don't know what sort of mischief is in it. I don't know. But yeah, it's an okay game. That's what I can say. It's an okay game. The Lego games never blew me away, really. They never did. They're all the same, except with a different skin and a different storyline and character that you play as. Alright, next up I have Tyrannia, or Tyrannia. This game kind of reminds me of one of the Worms games, except that you're not really using Worms characters in the game. I was not a fan of this game. I really wasn't. I gave it a try and I couldn't get into it, but it was still nice. I got this in a lot with a bunch of other games. It was a mixed lot with like Atari games, N64 games, PS2 games. There was some Xbox 360 games in there, this being one of them, along with like 6 or 7 others. It's like about 20 to 25 games in the lot for a certain price. It was like $90 or something. You know, the guy threw in the Atari games for free, and I think one or two. They might have been oh yeah, it was a theme park for PS1 and 2 demo discs for PS2, which I didn't keep those. I threw those away because they were just demo discs. And there was an Xbox game in there, original Xbox game, loose disc, and I think this as well. Which Matthew, I had him buff this game because this game was hella scratched and it didn't work. So, but playing it a bit, I just wasn't a big fan of it. Later on, they released Tyrannia or Tyrannia, however you pronounce it, for PS4 and I think Xbox One, and it had no disc. It made no sense. You got the thing in the case with a code on it. You had to download the game. That's really stupid to what they're doing. Instead of getting physical discs, we're getting this bullshit where you gotta download codes just to play the freaking game. I don't like that. I don't like this route that these newer games are going. Digital only and no physical discs, microtransactions, and games with super amounts of glitches. Like, this sucks. For the consumer to be buying video games, we should not have to deal with that. Anyways, we got Tales of Vesperia. This is actually another one I need to play. I got this off of Gimpy Ninja Gaming, Matthew. This was one of the last times I got a bunch of games off of him before he left eBay. But I have Tales of Vesperia here. It's part of the Tales game, so I know it's a role-playing game. But I was definitely glad to add this to my collection because I never owned it. I don't own any of the Tales games except for this and Tales of Arise for PS4. I don't own it on PS5. I own the PS4 version. That's about it. I don't own Tales of Xyla, and I know it's spelled with an X, but it's pronounced Xyla. Tales of Xyla 2 I don't own, and I don't own Tales of Symphonia for the GameCube. Actually, I think I own it for the Wii. I own the Wii version. So actually, I'm wrong. I have 3 of the Tales games. But I could have sworn there was another one on PS1 or something, or Sega Dreamcast possibly. Or maybe it was Super Nintendo, I forget. Got my Batman cup. Took me a while to find that. I'm glad to have that. But yeah, can't say that it's good or not. I haven't played this one either. But I look forward to playing it eventually. Right now my focus is PS2, PS2, PS2. Let's get that video out for you guys and the GameCube and the Wii stuff. And then back to the 360 stuff. I got Pure. Pretty fun racing game. They did sell this with the Lego Batman game. I don't have that version that has the Lego Batman. Just have it by itself. I picked this up at DK Oldies online for $10. It was worth $10. It's a pretty fun motorcycle ATV racing game. Not bad for $10, really. You can't go wrong. It might be a little bit cheaper if you buy it on eBay I know certain things on eBay is a little bit cheaper when you buy it from them because you could send dealer sellers offers on games, and sometimes they'll accept your offer. Instead of paying the crazy prices that DK Oldest has in some of these retro games. Because some of these retro games I see on DK Oldest, I know that they're not going to sell me a scratched up game like they would on eBay, but then it's like they want more money for the game, and that's what kind of turns me off. You know, because if I can get it for cheaper on eBay, and just be sure to be careful not to buy acceptable condition, then I might actually get a game that's in good shape and not all scratched up, and I can play the game. But yeah. Anyways, the game's good. I like it. Very fun game. It's worth playing. It's also available on PlayStation 3 if you don't want to get the 360 version. So, and you can place third or better in this game and still progress, which is nice. It's the way all racing games should be. But like I said, Mud didn't do that. You had to come in first place for every race to progress, and I hated that. I have Assassin's Creed Rogue. This is also off of Matthew. This I played a little bit of. I'm not a huge fan of the Assassin's Creed games. I think that they are slightly overrated, but they do have some fun things about it. Sneaking around and killing enemies and things like that is a bit interesting. But I think this was the last Assassin's Creed game for Xbox 360. Because after this, Syndicate, I don't think came out on 360. Odyssey and Origins, they did not come out for Xbox 360. And neither did Valhalla, but Valhalla was like 2020 or something. So that wouldn't have come out. That was on, you know, Xbox Series X and PS5. Yeah. But anyways, you know what you do in Assassin's Creed. You play as an assassin. You go around with swords and stuff. You sneak around some people and you kill them. Um, Sometimes you kind of have to blend in the town and not be seen by certain guards and things like that. Sometimes you gotta make these weird ass maneuvers in the game to progress. I didn't like some of the things that Assassin's Creed makes you do. Some of the things was just annoying, and it can be very repetitive. But I could definitely see why a lot of people love the Assassin's Creed games because of its storylines and the innovative open worlds that it has. So I will give it some credit. There's the back. And the only other game that I own for 360 is Turok. I own Turok. I don't think this came out on anything else except for PC. So if you don't have a PC, this is your best bet to get the game. This was a reboot of the Turok franchise. This came out in 2008 or 2009, and it's a pretty good game. Played solid. I couldn't believe it. I know some people were probably disappointed in this game and said that it was crap compared to the ones on the N64. But the one thing with the N64, going back to those old Turok games now, the first game had terrible draw distance in the game. I don't remember playing Turok 3. Rage Wars, Rage Wars was okay, but I don't think I had a campaign in it. It was more focused on multiplayer. And then Turok 2, The Seeds of Evil, which was probably the best one that I played. The only problem with the game is up goes down and down goes up. I hated that inverted shit. It drove me nuts. Well, you can turn the inverted crap off in this game so that when you shoot your gun pointing up and shoot, it points up. When you move it down, it moves down. So that's good. And you do the same thing. You play as Turok, you kill dinosaurs in the game. and a few enemies that you fight, human enemies, but most of them are dinosaurs. This was so popular. A lot of people didn't know this, but in the '90s, it was so popular that it was a contender for one of the best first-person shooter games besides GoldenEye at the time on N64. If y'all didn't know that, I guess Duke Nukem had its share of good games in the limelight, but a lot of first-person shooter games around that time, 97, 98, 99, they weren't as good as the Turok, Duke Nukem, and James Bond, you know. But yeah, anyways, great game, loved it, good graphics, gameplay was good and fun. I don't know why people talk shit about this game, honestly, because it wasn't that bad. Honestly, it's pretty good. I recommend checking it out. And you can get this game for around, I'd say, 10 to 20 bucks, depending on condition. And if it has the manual or not. Mine is complete. Well, guys, that's it. That's going to do it for my Xbox 360 games. I don't have any more games to show. I hope you guys enjoyed this video here. And God bless you all. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me. Larry the Batman fan signing off.